Good morning, I am Praram with Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Confusion over Maoist Centre Chairman Dahal's role in the new unified party puts brakes on a final seal on the unification deal between CPN-UML and CPN Maoist Centre. The tendency of pleasing foreign donors for international visits rampant in national bureaucracy. 583 bureaucrats found to have visited 84 countries last fiscal year. Russia says chemical weapons inspectors in Syria will be permitted to visit the site of an alleged chemical attack tomorrow. And Nepal's preparation for Asian Games dismal. With only 4 months remaining, Nepal yet to decide on its participating athletes. Let us now begin with the latest national political updates. Amid growing uncertainty regarding the party unification process, Prime Minister and CPN-UML Chairman KP Sharma Oli held a meeting with CPN Maoist Centre Chairman Pushpakamal Dahal yesterday. The meeting, which materialized after 2 weeks of confusion, however, could only decide on calling for a party unification coordination committee meeting today. Yesterday's meeting with CPN Maoist Centre Chair Dahal was Premier Oli's first official meeting since he returned from the 3-day state visit to India. The Party Unification Coordination Committee meeting, originally supposed to be held on 10th of April, has been postponed 3 times due to various reasons. It is understandable that the confusion over CPN Maoist Centre Chairman Dahal's role in the new unified party has put brakes on a final seal on the unification deal. Dahal has been insisting on the post of chairman of the new party after the General Assembly post-unification. Dahal also wants assurance of getting half the term as Prime Minister as agreed between the two parties previously. Likewise, the confusion regarding the roles of senior CPN-UML leaders Jhalanath Khanal and Madhav Kumar Nepal in the new party has also led to the uncertainty. Despite the disagreement seen, CPN-UML Vice Chairman Bamdev Gautam is positive on the unification taking place on the 22nd of April. Gautam also said the parties are positive on the election symbol and the use of the term People's War in their documents. However, CPN Maoist leader Devendra Paudel has said there are issues that still need addressing. The confusion over the unification process is also largely due to the indecision over the management of other leaders. The tendency of pleasing foreign donors and non-government organizations for international visits is prominent in the national bureaucracy. Undermining the dignity of designations and their oaths, 583 bureaucrats ranging from VIPs to officers have toured 84 countries, violating the regulation regarding foreign visits. Looking at the data of the last fiscal year alone, 583 bureaucrats toured foreign nations by remaining in the good book of the donor agencies. Considering the statistics, our officials spent 1,163 days abroad. Disrespecting the regulation on visits, bureaucrats of the Federal Affairs and Local Development Ministry were the ones to leave for foreign visits the most. 272 officials of the ministry toured 12 nations including Denmark, China, South Korea and Japan in the name of seminars, meetings and observations without even informing the Council of Ministers. According to the Clause 14 of the Travel Expenses Regulation 2007, source of funding for expenses and facilities must be clarified while sending any bureaucrat or official for foreign visits. The number of officials carrying the bags of donor agencies in foreign visits without informing the government is also high in the Education Ministry. A total of 189 bureaucrats of the ministry visited 23 nations for 203 times. Representing 50 donor agencies, officials of the Environment Ministry visited 37 nations for 79 times. They spent an aggregate of 445 days abroad. Record of the bureaucrats at the Ministry of Science and Technology tells the same story, as 19 of them visited 14 nations for 39 times, spending a total of 481 days. Likewise, according to the latest report of the Financial Comptroller General Office, 10 officials of the Ministry of Women and Children spent 237 days with the financial assistance from 15 donors. A total of 110 million rupees was sanctioned from the national coffers for 36 foreign visits endorsed by the Council of Ministers. Considering the expenses made by the donor agencies, more than 1 billion rupees of foreign aid has been spent in unproductive visits. The question that we now are left with is whether or not should the government check and balance the tendency of bureaucrats to leave for foreign visits by keeping on hold their duties and responsibilities. Now, Minister of Foreign Affairs Pradeep Gyawali has said that his China visit would be centered on expediting the implementation of past agreements forged with the northern neighbor. Minister Gyawali has made preparations to proceed dialogue in Beijing based on the government's objective to ensure high-level political visits between the two nations later this year. At a press conference before leaving for his 6-day official visit to China, Foreign Affairs Minister Gyawali said that legwork has been expedited for implementation of past agreements between Nepal and China. The official visit of the Foreign Minister will delve into the 10-point agreement forged with China 2 years back during Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's visit, along with the 3 agreements reached when Chinese Deputy Prime Minister Wang Yang had visited Nepal last year. Nepal has recently signed the much-awaited Belt and Road Initiative. Nepalese territory included under the initiative remains to be identified. Minister Gyawali's visit will also dwell in this regard. While Minister Gyawali is to meet Chinese Minister for Foreign Affairs Wang Yi, parleys with the Chinese Prime Minister and other political meetings remain to be scheduled. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what do you term the tendency of pleasing foreign donors for international visits? Your options are A, against national interest, B, intentions of personal travel, and C, experience exchange. The voting is on. You can type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and then send it to 8080 to share your opinion with us. Yesterday we asked the locals in Sankasava, Chitwan and Dhangadi regarding what they term the government's delay in supply of textbooks to the district headquarters. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
तल्लो लेभलबाट चाहिँ यकिन डाटाहरु चाहिँ माथि नपुग्नको कारणले गर्दाखेरि पनि अब पाठ्यपुस्तकहरु कम आउन सकेको हुन सक्छ।
माघ फागुनमै प्रिपरेसन हुनुपर्छ अनि मात्रै किताब टाइममा विद्यार्थीको हातमा आइपुग्छ।
अब यो अवस्थामा पनि अहिले पुस्तकहरु पसलमा अब आएको छैन। यो सरकारको एकदमै कमजोरी छ।
एउटा चाहिँ सम्बन्धित निकायले यसमा चाहिँ योजनाबद्ध तरिकाले नजानु नै समस्या प्रमुख समस्या रहेको छ यसमा।
It is now time for some international news. Russia has said that chemical weapons inspectors in Syria will be permitted to visit the site of an alleged chemical attack tomorrow. The international team has been in the country since Saturday but has not been allowed to visit Douma. The attack on the 7th of April prompted military strikes on Syrian government targets by the US, UK and France a week later. Syria and its ally Russia deny any chemical attack took place, with Russia calling it a staged thing. Earlier today, the Syrian state media said the country's air defenses had responded to the missile attack over the western city of Homs. The missiles targeted Sayrat air base, it said, but did not say who fired the missiles. Another report from the pro-Iranian Hezbollah militia said that Syrian air defenses had intercepted 3 missiles targeting Dumair military airport northeast of the capital Damascus. Investigators from the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons are in the capital Damascus but have been waiting to begin their inspection. When they arrive at the site tomorrow, it will be 11 days since the attack. They are expected to gather soil and other samples to help identify the substances, if any, used in the attack. The U.S. envoy to the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, however, expressed concern that Russia had visited the site and may have tampered with it to impede the investigation. But Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has stated that the Asian Games, also known as Asiad, is the sporting tournament of highest magnitude of the continent. With around 4 months left for the Asiad to commence in the Indonesian capital Jakarta, most of the participating nations are engaged in preparations. While most nations are sending their athletes to foreign nations for training to win as many medals as possible to establish themselves as a sporting powerhouse of Asia, many are conducting well-managed training sessions in their own country. In an appalling contrast, Nepal is yet to decide its participating athletes.
अहिले हाम्रो नेशनल टिम प्रिपरेसन भनेर 15 वटा खेलको अहिले हाम्रो ट्रेनिङ भइरहेको छ। अब वैशाख 1 गतेदेखि 1 गते त नयाँ वर्ष पर्यो, 2 गतेदेखि हाम्रो क्लोज क्याम्प मतलब स्पेशल ट्रेनिङ सुरु हुँदैछ र वैशाखदेखि कतिपय टिमहरू विदेश पनि जान्छन् प्रशिक्षणमा, कतिपय टिमका विदेशी प्रशिक्षक नेपालमा आउँछन् र कतिपय टिमहरू काठमाडौँ या काठमाडौँ बाहिर विशेष प्रशिक्षण बन्द प्रशिक्षणमा बस्छन् र त्यो हाम्रो अत्यन्तै विशेष खालको प्रशिक्षण हुन्छ र त्यो एसियन गेमको तयारी लागि हुन्छ।
While the head of the sports regulating authority of the nation is making positive remarks, reality is a far cry. The selection process of a few sports including taekwondo, karate, boxing and paragliding have been concluded so far. Despite the National Sports Council's claim of organizing a special training program for all the athletes starting the third week of April, it has only been limited to a mere assurance. The council had also formed a committee led by Vice Chairman Lama Tendi Sherpa for the selection and preparation of the athletes. The number of participating athletes for the upcoming Asiad also remains to be finalized. Having participated at the Asian Games for the past 67 years, for Nepal, the event has only been limited as a platform to gather experience. Considering the current status of Nepal's preparations, this year's edition of the Asiad appears to be no different than in previous years. As the sporting infrastructures continue to remain dilapidated for the past 3 years since the 2015 April earthquake, the direct impact is imminent in the preparation for the Asian Games. With the only national stadium in the capital, Dashrath Stadium, still being under construction, training and preparations have been largely affected. Kolkata Knight Riders defeated Delhi Daredevils by 71 runs at the Indian Premier League last night. In the match played at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata, Delhi Daredevils won the toss and invited Kolkata Knight Riders to bat first. Kolkata batted well and put up 200 runs on the board in the stipulated 20 overs, losing 9 wickets. Nitish Rana, who scored a half-century, was the highest run scorer for Kolkata. Nitish smashed 59 runs of 35 balls, which included 5 fours and 4 sixes. Andrew Russell also blasted 41 runs of 12 balls, which included 6 sixes and helped Kolkata to set up the high score. Robin Uthappa also contributed 35 runs and Chris Lynn chipped in 31 runs for Kolkata. Rahul Tewatia, who grabbed 3 wickets, was the top wicket taker for Delhi. Chasing a stiff target of 201 runs for victory, Delhi Daredevils were bowled out after scoring only 129 runs into 14.2 overs, and Kolkata won the match by 71 runs. Glenn Maxwell was the highest run scorer for Delhi, who smashed 47 runs off 22 balls and with the help of 3 fours and 4 sixes. Rishabh Pant also chipped in 43 runs off 26 balls in the losing effort. The rest of the Delhi players exhibited poor performance as they could not reach double figures. Spinners Sunil Narayan and Kuldeep Yadav, who claimed 3 wickets each, were instrumental bowling out Delhi. Sunil Narayan also claimed his 100th wicket at the Indian Premier League in last night's match. Kolkata Knight Riders are in the second spot of the league table after registering their second win in 4 matches. Meanwhile, Delhi Daredevils are in the 7th position after winning only 1 of the 4 matches. Sunrisers Hyderabad lead the league table with 6 points, winning all 3 of their matches played so far. Tonight's Indian Premier League match, IPL, features a clash between Mumbai Indians and Royal Challengers Bangalore. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Have a great day ahead.